Okay, I want to share wealth creation secrets with you. So, wealth creation secret number one, value is proportional to income. So, the value that you produce in the world is directly proportional to the amount of money you make. So, this is easily illustrated as if you create value, you make money. If you create tons of value, you make tons of money. It's that simple. And the cardinal rule for this is you always have to give your customers more in use value than the dollar value you charge. What does this mean? If you're selling a $10 lesson, then it has to be worth $100. It has to be worth more than $10 to the person buying it, or else they're not going to give you the $10. And you'll see what my goal is. I'm going to suggest that you provide a minimum usefulness value of at least 10 times, because then everyone's going to be happy with you. You're going to get the word of mouth advertising. You're going to get the loyal follower over time. So this is all about building the relationship. While you're initially selling to people and making money, you want to give them tremendous value. So if they can get $100 worth of use value out of your $10 product, you're going to sell so many copies of that because people will enjoy that about you, and they'll buy everything that you produce. So make sure that you over-deliver with the usefulness value. And even for your free products, if you're going to allow someone to listen to something for free, it's going to take an hour to listen to. Their time, just assume their time is worth $10 or $20 an hour. I mean, their time's probably worth more than that, actually. But you want to give them tremendous value for free because this way they'll appreciate you. So that's really important. So the value that you increase is proportional to your income. And, my system's designed to create that value, by the way. So if you follow my system, you're automatically creating the value. You don't have to think about how you're going to create the value. All right, my second wealth creation secret is you need a system. And this is just because you can't do everything yourself. If you had to be there to take every sale, to process every credit card order, to introduce yourself personally to each potential client, there's no way that you can make millions of dollars, because you're one person, you have a limited amount of time. You also want to do this to be free. You're not trying to be a slave to your business. You're trying to break out of that. So you need a system so it's automatic, because if it's relying on you to make it work, then it's going to fail. You're not going to be there for each little intricate detail all the time. So you want to spend your time developing that system. You need to learn how to delegate responsibility. I tried doing everything myself when I got started. I was making between $3,000 and $5,000 a month. I handled all the customer support. I did all the marketing. I created all the product. I was working, about 60 hours a week, and I was making good money. I wasn't working for a boss. I was working when I felt like it. Here and there I would take a day off when I didn't feel like working for the day. I'd take my wife out to lunch. I didn't live on a set schedule, and I really enjoyed that. But when I went to Niagara Falls with my wife for our anniversary for 3 days, each day I had to spend about 2 hours doing the customer support. And actually that experience is what caused me to hire my first employee. So initially I believe that you need to do many of these things yourself, because you'll learn how it all works, and then you can train people how to do it. But think about it. If you were opening a restaurant or any other type of business, you would have to have employees to make that business run. And if you want to be successful, you can start it on your own, but I think everyone tries to do the information marketing business completely on their own, and you really need people to be successful. I want you to get started on your own, working with some people to help you promote it, but then I'm going to be sharing with you how to get those employees and how to automate your system. You need a system. Automate everything. If you just think this out a little bit with your website, you can make a web page that can do almost anything. If you don't know how to do it, you can hire someone to do it, and I'll also be teaching you some ways. I'm giving you some templates that takes care of some of this stuff. So you want to automate the sign-up process, the sales process, your product delivery, any kind of customer support. There's software that handles all this stuff. You don't need to understand it right now. Just know that it's out there, and you should always be looking to automate anything you can, so that someone can send an email and they get an instant reply back with their answer, and you don't have to do it. Extremely powerful, but you need to do it to succeed.